Welcome into another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. This is your host, JustCMTexx, and I'm back, and we're getting ready to go over my March tier list of what I have so far during the month of March. So hit that like, subscribe, notification bell so you stay updated on my latest videos, latest drops on the Walking Dead Road to Survival. So we're going to start off with the D tier list. Okay, these are the tunes that pretty much just fell out of rotation. You can use them in, just regular game modes, survival road, things of that nature, if you want to just create different dynamics of teams. But these are tunes that you pretty much will use for like level up and things of that nature. They don't fit into the current meta in the game right now, and that is okay. Maybe there'll be some special challenges that come around later that you can be able to use these tunes in. And then they'll have that, they'll be able to rank differently and have a different priority. But these are the tunes that we have here on the D tier list. We have Beta, Axel, Bruce, Carl, Kiney, Dexter, John, Heath, Herschel, Holly, Shane, and Vincent. If you're new to the game, some of these tunes can be valuable, especially Axel with that decap specialist. Then you have Dexter, put in a strong attacks team, that can be able to work out for you as well there too. So there are some workarounds here when it comes to certain teams and mechanics that you can be able to put together, if you are a relatively new player to the Walking Dead Road to Survival. If you're a seasoned player, then of course you wouldn't be using these tunes in some of your top ranked teams. But let's go ahead and move on to the C tier list. Now, the C tier list, okay, this list, there are a lot of +1, +2 tunes on this team tier list. And what I mean by that is they could be as high as tier A, high as tier B, depending on the situation. So we have Ico, who was an event tune early on in the new Mythic era and everything. She's kind of fallen out of rotation. It's just better leaders that you can be able to use and in her place. So we have Ico, we have Alpha. Alpha can be +1, +2, so she can be as high as the A tier, depending on the game mode in which you want to use Alpha. And she's very useful in challenge run. She's also useful in conquest as well too, so you can be able to use that. Connor used to be a S tier tune, but as the game develops and we get more tunes and things of that nature, the meta changes and stuff like that. So Connor could be +1, as high as a B tier. You don't see him too much as often as you used to see him heavily used in offensive teams in the game and everything like that. We have Frost on this list, Gabriel. We have Dayu. Now Dayu is a tricky character because Dayu can be pretty high on this list as well too. It just depends on what setup you're running with Dayu. You know what I mean? She can definitely be as high as A tier, if you put her in the correct situation. She's very tanky as well there too. Some Dayu definitely can be higher as well. Dante is good. Darius here is in the C tier. I moved him out of the D tier. He does have some use with that lifestyle that you can be able to put into a couple of different team makeups and stuff like that. This is where he will pretty much max out at with his potential. We have Eugene, Elodie, Garrett, Gator. Gator in the beginning was a good defensive tune, yellow tune, with that aggregator, I believe it is, or aggro, which is one of the new specialist skills within the game. So he was pretty good in the early games. Glenn was a good lead as well. We have Gregory, Harlan, Jesus, Cal. Cal is still useful. He's very useful in challenge run as well. Maggie, which will be a premium leader for new players in the game if you don't get your hands on Negan or somebody on that nature early on. So you have Magna, we have Mercer, Pete Anderson, Rick, Rosita, Sandy. Now, Sandy used to be S tier. She was one of the absolutely premier attack tunes in the game. Kind of fell out of rotation right now. But if you are new to the road to survival, Sandy could be a extremely beneficial character for you. Shiva, we have Sadiq, Thomas Richards, Tyrese, who I love. Just wish it was a better spot for him in a game right now, but AoE damage is not necessarily good anymore, you know, especially since they nerfed the mod that would give him some extra attack power with the slow attack up while slowed. They fixed that, so Tyrese kind of fell out of rotation with that one. And then we have Kelly, we have Sophia, and Governor 2000 here on this list. Now, Sophia is an interesting tune. She is a one or two adjustments away from being an A class tune in her kit, man. If she could get those cooldowns reduced, she actually hits like a truck. She's pretty good, you know, and was very good, like I said, in the early game and things of that nature, you know. But as time go on, things change. So this is what we have here for the C tier list. Let's go ahead and look at the B tier list. Now, the B tier list, these are middle of the road tunes, okay? Some of these tunes can be as high as the A tier, depending on the makeup and the structure of the team. Some of them can actually be S tier tunes. Like, I mean, they're very good, but you know, they don't specifically stand out on their own when they're by themselves. You know, they have to be within a certain niche in order for them to work the way that you would need them to work for you to be successful. So we have Aaron, Abraham, we have Alice. Alice is a really good leader. She heals, and she can be used as a second or third rotation leader when it comes to your attack teams and things of that nature. So we have Andrea. I've been putting her back in some of my teams as of late with all of these red tunes and everything, and she has been working out pretty well for me. So we have Andrea here, Ash, Christmas Carol, Dario, okay, Dr. Stevens, Dwight, Erica, Gregory the Grouch, Thanksgiving Tyrese. Thanksgiving Tyrese can be as high as A tier. There's some pretty unique combinations you can be able to put him into that you know, he can do significant damage too, if that's a route that you want to go. We have Isabella, we have Ivanova. Ivanova slaps. Oh man, used to be one of those top tier slappers. You know, she can be as high as A tier, depending on the team makeup. She can be a little bit higher than that too. We have Gia Fang, we have Wine, Lady Z, Old Man Gregor, Rick 2000. Now Rick 2000 has a very unique kit. There is some ways you can be able to build Rick, and Rick can be as high as S class, you know, tier, you know, in certain situations and certain team rotations, man. I've ran into some very tanky teams with him in there, and you know, war and things of that nature. So he could definitely be there. So we have Romanov, we have Ty. Oh man, Ty was one of the most sought out leaders a meta ago, pretty much. He was really, really good. You know, people was seeking him out and trying to get him, but he kind of fell out of the rotation a little bit. Still useful, especially if you are, you know, in like a mid-tier faction, low-tier faction. You can be able to kind of swing him in there for certain war situations. He's still viable in war and stuff like that. We got Uncle Sam. We have Conrad, Andrea 2K. Andrea 2K is pretty good. She could be higher, you know, especially if you're looking at her as a tower taker. She can be put into certain scenarios to help our offensive teams as well. Okay. Zachary was good for bleed, but there's 50,000 bleed counters right now and burn counters. So this is why him and Ty is placed here at the B tier list. We have Waylon, Yumiko. We have Lori 2000 and Negan 2000 here on the B tier list. And let's go ahead and look at the A tier list here. And these are the tunes that we have on the A tier list. Okay, we have Holiday Carl. Carl is a very unique tune. He can be very situational. But with the Holiday Hero, especially with Rudolph Shiva, pairing them together on a attack team can be pretty useful. So Carl is here in the A tier. Okay, Carl has a range. He could be, B tier as well too. Depending on where you place him, let me know what your tier list would look like in the community section on my Discord, or just comment down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. So we have Davey, Governor 2000, Headless Hershey, Jackie, Jessica Anderson, Kapoor, Laupo. Laupo can be as high as S tier as well. So could Marcus. Some really good teams and really good tunes. I mean, Martinez as well, Mirabelle. We got Morgan, Mr. Lou. We got Nimrod, Princess, Razzo, Ralito, Valkyrie. We have Veronica, Barker, Cliff, and Sawyer. So, one tune that is not on here that I should have put up here in the A tier list is Rosita. The 6th edition Rosita. She's 6-year edition Rosita for that special anniversary. She is a absolute nightmare. She's a monster, so she should be in the A tier list. Sawyer has just recently come into the game. Getting a little bit more feel for him. I'm seeing him in different rotations on defenses, and he's been holding up pretty well in certain situations and things of that nature. So that's what we have there for the A tier list. Now, the cream of the crop, this is the S tier list. These are the best premier tunes in the game. We have Andre. Andre's an absolute nightmare, and with Priya arriving soon, that combo is just going to be absolutely nightmarish to deal with. On the defensive side there, we have Carol. Diamond. I never would have had Diamond in my S tier until I leveled her and been using her, behind the scenes, and she's very good. Oh my gosh, she's very good. So Diamond is definitely somebody you want to put into your rotation. Eva is situational, but when she hits, and she can absolutely wipe a team. She's really good. We got the Gentleman. The Gentleman is a quiet slapper. He's very good. Mr. C put me on to the Gentleman and Corey in my faction. These guys use him a lot. He wasn't normally in my rotation, but I started using him, and boy oh boy, this guy is a absolute nightmare to deal with. We have Lori Grimes. Then we have Michonne. We have Negan, who is really holding out strong. He's been here since the beginning, and he's absolutely a dynamite tune. Still used in a lot of teams as well too. Even though Trader has taken over for the more premium side of things, free-to-play players still use a lot of the Negan teams, and some of the creators use them as well. Michonne is up here because when Michonne gets the bonus healing, it's crazy. When somebody has bonus HP, she does like 160% crit multiplier or something like that. It's absolutely nightmarish. So Michonne is up here. We have Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson is what I would call a meta tune. And what do I mean by meta tune? I'm not saying Pamela Anderson is the best tune. I'm saying Pamela Anderson is one of the most used tunes on the defensive side in the game. So she is definitely meta right now at the moment, even though she's pretty easy to take down. Rudolph Shiva, we have Skeleton Steve. Skeleton Steve is a nightmare. I hate him. I hate him in a good way. He's absolutely a good tune. If you have him, definitely want to put him out on the field for you there. We have Titan, the monster slapper. Put him together with Trader, and it's lights out. We got Ghost that recently just came into the game, who is the premium character right now. I think we have a couple days left for Ghost. But yeah, absolutely really good tune there. We have Vance Ezekiel, still one of the best defensive leaders, holding out as the first premier tune to come into the game. He's up there. We have Harper. People sleep on Harper. I think Harper is a low-key, very, very good leader. So we have Harper, and she cleanses as well too, and does defensive down per attack. So she's nice. We have Lydia. You know Lydia, my baby girl. She slaptastical right there. We have William Michonne 2000, Mike, who is all world, and we have Ghost. So there you have it, man. This is the tier list for the month of March. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This your boy, Just Call Me Text. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Peace.